teach you the three-step continuity test and to know whether the function is continuous or discontinuous. So the first step is number one, f of a is defined. Number one is f of a is defined. So number two is the limit of x approaches to a of f of x is exists. So to know whether the function is exists, so to know whether the function exists, this should be like this. The limit of x approaches to a into the negative of f of x is equals to the limit of x approaches to a the negative f of x. So to identify whether the limit of x approaches to a of f of x is exists, so this should be so that should be the limit of x approaches to a going to the negative of f of x is equals to the limit of x approaches to a of going to positive of f of x. So this would be and how to know whether the function is exists or does not exist. Next step is number three, the limit of x approaches to a of f of x is equals to f of a. So this will be the three step in how to identify whether the function is exists or not exists or continuous or discontinuous. So I agreed a function. So I appear the function. So function is what is square root of x plus 2 when x is lesser than 2 and x minus x squared minus 2 when 2 greater than or equal to x but x is lesser than 3 and 2x plus 5 when x is greater than or equal to 3. The first is identify the function. So function of first we need to solve for the value of 2. So f of 2. So when f of 2, so when we find f of 2, so we use this equation because 2 is less than or equal to x. So this equation will be used. So this become x squared minus 2. Substitute the 2 is 2. 2 minus 2, so 4 minus 2. So this will become 2. And next is you need to know it is exists. So we're going to use is the limit of x approaches to 2. So going to the positive side is positive side which means the 2 is greater than x. So we can use this square root of x plus 2. So So to know, so first is we need to, in the step number 2, we need to we need to solve for the limit of x approaches to 2 going to the positive side. So we use this equation because x is going to positive side, which means, I mean, 2 is going to the positive side, so which means that 2 is greater than x. So we use this function. So square root of x plus 2 is equals to 2 plus 2 square root. So square root of 4, this will become 2. And next is we compute also the when the x approaches to going to the negative side. So limit of x approaches to 2 going to negative side. Going to negative side. So we use the going to negative side. So we use this form because 2 is lesser than x. So we use this form. So x squared minus 2. Substitute the value of x, which is 2. So 2. So this will become 2. So as what we can see, this 3 is equal. So this means that the step number 3 is also true. So the step number 3 is limit of x approaches to 2 of f of 2 is equals to f of a. So this means that this function is exists. So so and this is 2. So f of a is defined. So the step number 3 is correct. And that will be all for next is we solve for the x is equals to 3. So we use this function, these two function, because we will going to solve for the x is equals to 3. So we use this function because we are going to solve for the x is equals to 3. So f of 3, so we use this function because x is greater than or equal to 3, so this function will be used to 2x plus 3. So substitute the value of 3, so this will become 2, 3 plus 3. So 2 times 3 is 6 plus 3 is 9. 9. So next is the limit of x approaches to 3 going to positive. Next is we solve for the limit of x approaches to 3 going to the positive side. So going to the positive side, so we use this equation because positive side, so meaning x is greater than 3, so this function will be used. So x squared minus 2, substitute the value of 3. So we use this function because x is greater than 3 and we solve for the x is going to the x approaches to 3 going to the positive side. So this function will be used and substitute the value of 3, which is substitute the value of x, which is 3. 3 squared minus 2 is equals to 7. And next to solve is the limit of x approaches to 3 going to the negative side. So limit of x approaches to 3 going to negative side. Going to negative side, so we use this function because x is greater than 3, so which means the 3 is lesser than x, so this go to the negative side, so this function reduce 2x 2x plus 3, substitute the value of so we use this function because x is greater than 3, so which means that 3 is lesser than x, so 2x plus 3, substitute the value of 3 which is the x, so 2 times 3 is 6, plus 3 is equals to 9, so as you can see, in the step 2 is failed because two numbers is not equal, so the step 3 will be also failed, so this means that limit of x approaches to 3 of f of x is equals to f is not equal to f of 3. I mean f of 3. So this function is discontinuous. Discontinuous. So this function is discontinuous, and the graph of this will be called jump. And that would be all for the continuity.